Why do some people rise to power while others, equally talented, remain forgotten? It's not always about skill. It's about perception. Today, I will teach you how to wield the psychology of invincibility, the Machiavellian way, so that in the eyes of the world, you are already the best, and no one dares to think otherwise. In the courts of princes and the boardrooms of modern kings, the crown does not go to the most worthy. It goes to the one who convinces the world he already wears it. I am Niccolo Machiavelli, your guide through the ruthless corridors of power. Listen closely, for today, I will reveal how to act, not merely as a leader, but as the greatest, the untouchable, the one above all. It matters little what you truly are. Men cannot peer into your soul. They see only the mask you choose to wear. In every court, every marketplace, every boardroom, you are being judged long before you speak. The world is not ruled by truth, it is ruled by belief. And belief is built on appearances. You may possess skill greater than any rival, wisdom deeper than the sea. Yet if you carry yourself as though you are unsure, you will be seen as unworthy. A man who hesitates to declare his own greatness leaves the task to others, and others will never build your legend. They will diminish it. If you wish to hold power, you must understand this reality is not fixed. It bends to the perception of those who witness it. A common soldier, if dressed in the robes of a commander and speaking as one, will often be obeyed before anyone dares to question his rank. The illusion of authority can summon real authority, just as the illusion of strength can deter real threats. Men do not have time to examine the depth of your abilities. They accept the image presented to them. That image, if crafted well enough, becomes the truth in their minds. You must therefore make your appearance a fortress. Every detail matters: your expression, your tone, the way you enter a room, the manner in which you listen, the confidence with which you respond. Let no gesture betray uncertainty. If you wish them to believe you are the best, you must remove from sight any flaw, any hesitation, any sign of weakness. The mask must never slip, for one moment of doubt can undo months of mastery. This is not vanity, it is strategy. You are not here to amuse the masses with honesty about your shortcomings. You are here to dominate their perception. The man who walks like a king will be treated as one by those who have never seen the crown. The mind is a lazy judge. It assumes that what it sees is what it is. If you are calm when others panic, they will call you wise. If you are unwavering when others doubt, they will call you strong. If you speak with certainty while others hesitate, they will follow you, even into folly. You must study the art of self-presentation, as a general studies the terrain of a battlefield. For every encounter, decide the image you will project, and step into it fully. If you wish to appear powerful, never let your body shrink into itself. Fill the space you occupy. If you wish to appear decisive, cut your words cleanly and without hesitation. If you wish to appear untouchable, refuse to react to insult as if it has reached you. Let it fall before it reaches your ear. Understand that perception is not only in your control, it is your greatest weapon. When rivals meet you, they should leave with the taste of your superiority still in their mouths, unable to forget it. This can be achieved before you even speak, through the smallest choices. The way you dress should command attention, not beg for it. The way you stand should make others feel they are entering your space, even when they are not. The way you look at someone should make them feel examined, as if you are weighing their worth in silence. If your enemies underestimate you, you have failed to command the right perception. If your allies feel equal to you, you have failed to set yourself apart. A man who seeks to rule cannot afford to be seen as ordinary. In the eyes of the world, ordinary men are replaceable, forgettable, and powerless. Therefore, the first victory you must win is not in the field of battle, but in the minds of those who watch you. This is why the mediocre often rise above the skilled. They understand the theater of power better than the skilled understand their own craft. The world is full of talented men who die unknown because they thought their work alone would speak for them. It does not. Men are deaf until your presence forces them to listen. You must make them see you before they hear you. Do not think of this as deception, think of it as influence. For you may truly be the best, but if you do not appear to be, it will not matter. Power does not reward the silent truth, it rewards the loud belief. You must dress your greatness in gold, wrap it in confidence, and set it before the world as if no other option exists but to acknowledge it. If you can make them see you as the best, their minds will bend to that belief and their actions will follow. The mask, in time, will become your true face, and perception will harden into reality in a way that no rival can easily undo. A faltering voice invites doubt. A lowered gaze invites challenge. The world obeys those who look as though they expect to be obeyed. Confidence is not merely a trait. It is the armor that protects power and the weapon that acquires it. When you carry yourself as though you are unshakable, you send a message to all who look upon you. You are not to be tested lightly. In the realm of politics, in the courts of kings, in the crowded streets where ambition competes for breath, the man who radiates certainty rises above the noise. People mistake confidence for competence, and they will follow the one who seems sure, even if his path is uncertain. When you enter a room, those present do not yet know your abilities. They do not know your history, your victories, or your failures. But they will know how you carry yourself. If you move like a man who expects resistance, you invite it. If you move like a man who expects obedience, you will often receive it without asking. The human mind is drawn to strength and repelled by weakness, and it reads strength in the smallest of signals, the way you stand, the pace of your words, the steadiness of your eyes. An insecure man makes himself prey without realizing it. Every shift of his weight, every nervous glance, every hesitation in his speech tells the wolves that here is someone who can be challenged, someone who will yield if enough pressure is applied. And once you are marked as prey, the attacks will not stop until you are brought down. Confidence is the shield that prevents those attacks from even beginning. It is the silent declaration that you will not yield and that any attempt to test you will be costly. But understand this: confidence must not be loud desperation. True dominance does not shout for attention, it demands it through presence. The king does not announce he is king in every conversation. He behaves in a way that makes his authority unquestionable. Your words must be calm but firm, your movements deliberate, your tone unhurried. The man who rushes to speak is often the man who fears being ignored. The man who waits and chooses his words commands the attention of those who realize his silence has weight. There will be moments when the world will test you, when someone will challenge your claim to superiority. In those moments, confidence is the deciding factor between victory and loss. If your voice shakes, you confirm their doubts. If your face betrays fear, you give them the advantage. But if you hold your ground, speaking slowly, looking directly into their eyes, you strip them of the power they hope to gain. Men often withdraw when faced with unshakable certainty, for they begin to suspect that your strength is greater than they imagined. Confidence is not built in the moment of confrontation. It is built long before, in the way you train your mind to reject doubt. You must learn to speak as if the outcome is already yours. You must learn to stand as if the space belongs to you. You must learn to move with the quiet assurance of one who has faced worse and prevailed. The greatest generals win battles in the minds of their enemies before the first sword is drawn. In the same way, you must win authority before the first challenge even reaches you. Even the appearance of confidence can become real confidence over time. When you force yourself to behave as if you are certain, others will respond to you as if you are certain. Their respect, their deference, their willingness to follow will reinforce the image you project, until the mask and the man are one. This is why you must never allow moments of visible weakness to stain your reputation. Once the image of dominance is damaged, it is far harder to restore than it was to build. Confidence also creates a boundary that others hesitate to cross. In politics, in business, even in the dealings of daily life, people will test the limits of what they can take from you. A man who acts uncertain will see those limits ignored. A man who acts as though his boundaries are unshakable will find that few even attempt to cross them. The respect you command is directly proportional to the certainty you display. To those who observe you, confidence suggests hidden strength. They will assume that no one could carry themselves with such composure unless they had reason to believe they would prevail. Whether or not this is true matters little. What matters is that the assumption protects you. Your enemies will hesitate, your rivals will question their chances, and your allies will find reassurance in your presence. And hesitation in an enemy is the first step to his defeat. If you do not proclaim yourself as the greatest, your rivals will proclaim you as nothing. In the game of power, silence is a dangerous luxury. The story of who you are will be told whether you speak or not. If you do not take control of that story, it will be written by those who wish to see you diminished. And once their version spreads, you will spend more effort undoing it than you would have spent creating your own legend from the start. A man who leaves his reputation in the hands of others is like a king who leaves his castle unguarded. Sooner or later, it will be taken from him. The world is a marketplace of perception. Every person you meet will buy or reject you based on the image they have been sold. And like any marketplace, there are competing merchants. Your rivals will try to sell a story about you, one in which you are not as great, not as strong, not as worthy as you claim. They will whisper doubts, magnify your errors, and craft a narrative in which you are forgettable. If you allow this to take root before you have declared who you are, their words will shape your fate. To control the narrative, you must understand timing. The first story told is the one that people remember. Once an image is set in their minds, it becomes the lens through which they see you forever. If you enter their sight as a leader, they will see your actions as proof of leadership. If you enter as a follower, every action will be read as obedience. This is why you must define yourself before anyone else has the chance. Appear in their lives not as a man in search of position, but as one who already holds it. Speak as though your authority is not up for debate, and they will hesitate to question it. This control is not achieved only through words. It is achieved through every detail of how you present yourself to the world. The clothes you wear, the company you keep, the tone you use when addressing others, all of these are pieces of your story. If you dress like a man of influence, you tell the story of influence. If you move in circles of power, you tell the story of belonging. If you speak as though you expect to be heard, you tell the story of command. These details may seem small, but to the human mind, they are decisive. The mistake most men make is thinking the truth will speak for itself. It will not. The truth is powerless until it is told, and in the telling, it is shaped by the teller. A rival who wraps lies in the garments of confidence will often be believed over an honest man who speaks timidly. Your task is not only to be worthy, it is to make worthiness undeniable. And that means shaping the story before anyone else can twist it. When you speak of yourself, do so as if you are narrating a legend in progress. Do not present your achievements as accidents of fortune, but as deliberate results of your vision and strength. Highlight your victories often, and let them be repeated until they form the spine of your reputation. When others repeat your story, ensure it is the one you want told. Correct any detail that weakens your image, not with defensiveness, but with calm certainty, as though the truth is obvious to any intelligent observer. Your rivals will try to trap you with their own version of events. They will seek to frame your success as undeserved or temporary. They will whisper that your position is fragile, that your influence is fading. Never answer such whispers with panic. That will confirm them. Instead, respond by displaying greater control, greater confidence, greater presence. When they claim you are losing influence, appear in more places. When they claim you are uncertain, make decisive moves. Every attack on your image should be met with a display that reinforces the image you want them to see. Control of the narrative is not about lies. It is about direction. It is about ensuring that the river of perception flows where you wish it to, rather than allowing it to run wild. You must become the architect of your own myth, the constant source of the story people tell about you, and you must never leave that role unguarded. For the moment you do, someone else will seize it. In the eyes of the world, the truth is what is most often repeated, not what is most accurate. This is why your presence, your words, and your actions must be consistent in telling the same tale, that you are the greatest, that your position is unshakable, and that no rival can match you. When you achieve this consistency, you will find that even those who doubt you will begin to speak in the language of your choosing, and without realizing it, they will spread your story for you. A king does not rule because of the gold in his vault, but because of the theater he commands. Power is not simply a matter of possession. It is a matter of presentation. Men do not gather around you because they have examined every fact of your life and concluded you are worthy. They gather because you make them feel as though they are standing in the presence of something greater. This feeling is created not by accident, but by deliberate performance. Those who understand this rule the stage of life. Those who ignore it are replaced by more convincing actors. Every great ruler, every enduring leader, every figure whose shadow stretches beyond his own lifetime has been a master performer. This does not mean falsehood. It means understanding that the world is a stage and that the audience is always watching. Even in your smallest interactions, you are sending messages about your place in the hierarchy. A careless gesture can lower you. A deliberate gesture can elevate you. You must, therefore, move through the world as though every moment is a scene in the play of your reign. The performance begins the instant you are seen. The way you enter a room is the opening act. Do you stride in with measured steps, as if the air parts for you, or do you shuffle in unnoticed? The eyes of others measure this before they hear your voice. If you command the entrance, you have already seized the first moment of power. From there, every action must reinforce the role you have chosen for yourself, the role of the one above all others. Your voice is your script. Words spoken without weight are forgotten. Words spoken with precision and control are remembered. In conversation, do not flood the air with chatter. Speak less, but with purpose. A pause before a reply suggests consideration and mastery. Rushing to speak suggests nervousness and insecurity. When you speak, let your tone be unhurried, your diction deliberate. In the theater of power, silence can be more commanding than noise, for it forces others to fill the space you have created. And in doing so, they acknowledge your control over it. Your body is your costume, and it must be worn with intent. The posture of a ruler is upright but not rigid, still but not lifeless. When you stand, you should seem rooted, unmovable, as if the world must shift around you. When you sit, you should seem at ease yet commanding, as though you have chosen to grant the world a moment of your stillness. Your gestures should be minimal but precise. Movement dilutes authority. Even the smallest expressions are part of the performance. A slight smile can suggest confidence, even amusement. In the face of adversity, a steady gaze can unsettle rivals without a single word. To the untrained, these are details too small to matter. To the one who understands power, they are the very threads from which dominance is woven. Every facial expression, every lift of the eyebrow, every narrowing of the eyes adds to the story you are telling about yourself. But the performance is not for strangers alone. It is also for those who already know you. Your allies, your followers, your supporters. They must see in you the same image the world sees. If you let them glimpse uncertainty, they will carry that uncertainty into the world. If you let them see unshakable resolve, they will carry that confidence into every conversation where your name is spoken. You are not merely acting for an audience. You are directing a cast, and every person who interacts with you becomes part of the performance. A master of this art knows when to heighten the drama. In times of crisis, a visible show of calm can inspire loyalty. In times of triumph, a restrained celebration can signal that greater victories are yet to come. These moments, when crafted with precision, echo in the minds of those who witness them. They replay the scene long after it ends, speaking of it to others, and in doing so, they spread the legend you have built. Theater requires consistency. A performer who breaks character shatters the illusion. Likewise, a leader who one day commands with strength, and the next day falters invites doubt into the minds of those who follow. Your performance must be sustained even when you are unseen, for word travels. Servants talk, guards talk, advisors talk. Your private demeanor will leak into your public reputation. Therefore, live in the role you have chosen, until it is no longer a role at all, but a second skin. In the eyes of the masses, the most convincing actor becomes the reality. They will believe in the superiority of the one who behaves as though he has no equal. They will accept as truth the image that is presented to them most consistently and most convincingly. This is why power is not just possession, it is performance. And the one who masters that performance does not simply lead. He makes it impossible for anyone to imagine the world without him. In the great theater of power, truth alone is never enough. Men do not follow the most deserving, they follow the most convincing. Appearances shape reality. Confidence turns perception into belief. Control of the narrative ensures your enemies speak your language, and performance binds it all into an unshakable image. To act as if you are the best is not arrogance. It is survival. For in this world, the crown is not given to the worthy. It is taken by the one who convinces the world he was born to wear it. Play the role with mastery, and soon, even your rivals will forget it was a role at all.